Hi everybody, hello, welcome back to the THE student webinars. Today we are heading all the way over to Japan. iCLA will be here to discuss all things why you should study with them, how you can study with them, and a lot of questions actually from students themselves who have actually graduated and are studying at iCLA. I'm going to hand you over to Daniel, your host for today, and any questions that you do have, please feel free to send them over to us in the box below in the Q&A, and we will get to those throughout the webinar. Okay, Daniel, over to you.
That's good. Thank you very much, Deborah. My name is Daniel Guys. I'm representing the International College of Liberal Arts in the beautiful city of Kofu in Yamanashi Prefecture. Just a brief introduction about us. I'll just share this currently. We are a liberal arts college. There's a department of a Japanese university called Yamanashi Gakuin Daigaku. There are some very good reasons why you should pick Japan as a study destination. It is a much more affordable market than the United States, the US, my home country of Australia, etc., due to international students and domestic students paying the same fees. And there are some great employment and study opportunities here, and it is just an amazing place to live. I'm sure the panelists joining us today will have fond memories of some of these places around Yamanashi and the food that you can eat here, the nightlife, etc. I will just talk about why iCLA and where we are. We are located about 90 minutes from the dead center of Tokyo, from Shinjuku Station. And Kofu, Yamanashi Prefecture, is sort of known as the home of Mount Fuji. Over 3/4 of people who climb the mountain will depart from Yamanashi Prefecture to do that. And Kofu is a city of about 250,000 people, depending on how you count it. It's the capital of Yamanashi Prefecture. It's got a historic downtown, and it's quite close to Fuji and the Five Lakes area. So a lot of people come here for sightseeing, for camping, for fishing, to visit Fuji-Q Highlands, which has a crazy number of roller coasters and world record holders, different things, and some beautiful spots around the prefecture, like this Shosenkyo, for example. So lots to see and do around here. I don't want to take up too much time on this section, but just to say, we offer a Bachelor of International Liberal Arts. We have a very high number of nationalities represented in our student body. You have very small class sizes. We have about 280 students enrolled currently. So it is the kind of university where the professors will know you on first name basis. And it's taught entirely in English. You do not need to speak Japanese to apply or to enroll. We offer 4 majors: global business and economics, political science, interdisciplinary art, and Japan studies. And you can choose from a wide range of electives as well, including areas like data science, psychology and sociology, and a lot of cultural workshops, martial arts, things like that. And you can also learn Japanese up to an advanced level. Within that, there are academic pathways as well. So if you wish to focus on one of these areas more heavily, you can do that within the curriculum. That's a brief introduction to us. But what I want to do today is really do this as a round robin discussion where we talk about some of the opportunities that our students have had and where they are now, and where studying in Japan can sort of lead you. So, and Daisuke, thanks for joining us as well. We'll just lead off. Guys, if you could just give us a brief introduction of yourself and what you're doing now. I'll take it so the order that I'm sort of seeing. Daisuke, we'll go in alphabetical order, I guess. Daisuke, would you like to give us a brief introduction?
Okay, so hello, this is Daisuke. Can you hear me?
I can, yes, I can.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry to just off my camera because I'm in my office right now. So I'm
Oh,
sorry to, yeah, I'm sorry, very sorry. And that is why I'm just late.
no problem.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so first of all, thank you for the inviting me to this such a really good opportunity for everyone in iCLA. And I'm Daisuke, and I'm work for the Yazaki Corporation, and right now it's in Shizuoka, but we have a lot of the bases in the global, in Japan too, and in USA, in Europe, in how many countries I forget. There's like 46 countries in the world, and we're mainly providing designing, manufacturing, and selling the component for the automobile or the global OEM, not the OEM, global car manufacturing companies. And I'm just taking care of the planning and the project proportion department and the business planning department. So I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for inviting me again.
No, thank you.
Yep.
That sounds very cool. All right, awesome. Daruvi, would you like to go next?
Yes. Hello, I am Dhruvi. I studied global business and economics at iCLA. Now I am doing my masters in finance in Boston in like US. I like it's the studies I have done in like iCLA has been like phenomenal. Like it had been like the foundation had been so strong. Like I almost know what I am doing in my masters. So it was a great experience, like studying in iCLA, and like even the professors know you by their name. You learn a lot by them, and studying in like small circle really make you like give you confidence to speak up, and it like all my period in and like studying there like changed my personality a lot. Yeah, thanks for a lot for joining today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Friday. Have a go.
Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, I'm Friday. I graduated from iCLA on September 2020, I think. Yes, so yeah, I'm original from Zambia. I did my liberal art degree at the iCLA, and I did most of major in economics.
Mhm.
I took most of some classes with Daruvi, global business and stuff. But yeah, mainly liberal art, business. And so after graduating from iCLA, then I did master's at Yamanashi Gakuin University in Kobe. I'm happy to say that iCLA created a strong background for me to enter master's. Like everything I learned about in iCLA, not only like the classes, but also like how to write the thesis, how to write the papers. It really helped me when I entered the master's. It kind of like more like I already know what to do. It's like everything has already been laid out. So it's like, oh, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing marketing. It's like I'm just going in depth of what's there. And so, but currently I'm working in a recycling company. It's called Legend Metals. So what we do, we recycle car parts and export to like in US, Europe, and other countries. I'm also working as a procurement agent. So I'm go talk to the client, buy the products, and then prepare them for export. It's been really amazing. Yeah. So thank you so much for inviting us today to this event.
My pleasure. Thank you for being here. Haruka.
Hey, hello everyone. I'm Haruka Fukuda, and I was taking business major and interested in. Is that okay? And I was interested in English education in Japan, so I entered the graduate school of Akita International University, and I'm a student there. And after graduation, I will be an English teacher in Japan. So, and I'm happy to, explain my experience to you guys.
Awesome, thank you. So Haruka, which is colder, Akita or Yamanashi?
Akita is colder.
For those of you in the audience, it's a lot further north than us, but I like it's very beautiful up there as well. Okay, Kazuki, how about you next?
Hello. I'm Kazuki Ikeda. I'm from Tokyo, Japan. I graduated from iCLA in last spring. Then I was majoring Japan studies. I was studying about international relationship between Japan and Southeast Asia and other Asian country. And then after graduation, I came to Thammasat University in Thailand, Bangkok, for my master. And I'm majoring the Asia Pacific Studies here in Thailand, and I also working in Japanese consulting company in here to help Japanese company to make the branch in Thailand, especially in the restaurants and other tourism sector, and I help them to make the branch here from Japan. Yeah, nice to meet you, and thank you for having me today.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Something that I noticed on my recent business trip to Bangkok was just how much involvement the Japanese companies have in like the Thai economy and also in like Malaysian economy. Like, you'll see like Mineki Neko, the karaoke place everywhere, and there's Eons in Malaysia. There's Bikri Donkey. Yeah, sorry, no, there's Don Quixotes in Thailand, but also the style of development. Like, how much does Bangkok remind you of Tokyo in terms of its station, mall, apartment buildings? It's the same style of development, isn't it? So it's quite amazing. And last but not least, Robert, take it away. Oh, we can't hear you.
Nanda?
Oh, yep, good, yeah.
So, yeah, I was at the iCLA until 2021, I guess. So, yes, now I joined Masters at Doshisha Business School. So I'll be graduating in September, and from then I'll be joining Doshisha Global Studies for PhD.
Oh, wow, okay.
Still from September, I'll be continuing. So yes, I would like to express my thanks to iCLA because they have done almost everything for me in terms of paperwork, application process and everything. I've been so much in touch with iCLA. I'm really so grateful. And in terms of academics, I'm still in the same line because I'm studying iCLA liberal arts. We studied a lot of economics, business, and global studies. So during my course at this business school, I've almost spent 2 years in revision. Almost, I studied everything at iCLA. So it's been so much easier for me. When it comes to my PhD application, everything was related to what I studied at iCLA, talking about international relations and global studies. These are things we already covered at iCLA. So I think it's just, I'm gonna develop my personal abilities, but I've already covered most of the stuff, just going into deeper. So I'm really grateful, and I really believe for people who need to have a bright future, iCLA is the best place. Thank you.
Awesome. We have some of our lecturers now coming from Doshisha as well, so having studied at other places around the world. So maybe you can come back and be a lecturer one day, Robert. Come full circle. Okay, guys. So what I want to talk about Japan sort of broadly, but also iCLA specifically, like, what do you think that the effect of studying in Japan has given you, or what benefits or advantages do you think that studying in Japan in particular has given you in the workplace that you're in now or in your postgraduate studies? And you guys can just jump in and answer.
Generally, starting from Japan before I jumped into iCLA, I think getting exposure to things I never thought about, which was really amazing. For example, there are things I used to take for granted, but after joining Japan, I saw that there are things you really need to take much into consideration. For example, personal relationship, how the surrounding affect your well-being, how you connect with the people, also the issue of friendship. You don't know who might be important for you in the future. So coming to Japan and learning about Japanese culture and how these people really care about each other, it was really so much attaching. Yes, also learning about Japanese foods, testing some of the foods, for example, sushi. This is something I really never thought about, because in my country, we don't eat raw stuff like raw fish or raw vegetables. We don't really eat those stuff, but in Japan, trying, it was really amazing. And when it comes to iCLA, this education system was really much, it was so different from my country. Starting from the structure of iCLA and the classroom settings, it was kind of like high school, because you have so much attachment to professors, like so close to each other. So, which is different from my country. For university students talking to a professor, you can even finish a course without meeting professor one-on-one. So, but iCLA is like a family. So you live with the professors and you can learn, you can ask where you've not understood. So you really learn a lot. The education system was different. And also have been spent like almost my 4 years, I was in a dorm. So it was a very nice experience getting a new family, people you've never thought about meeting. You become a family, live with each other in the dorm, sharing same cafeteria, same bathrooms, it was really nice experience. So I really believe Japan in general, and iCLA changed my mindset, the way I look at things, the way I look at people. I really became to understand that the world is really so small. So you can easily become a family from different countries. But yeah, that's what I really learned.
That's a beautiful answer. Thank you. The Review Friday, I mean, as people that came from overseas to study in Japan, do you have anything to add to what Robert said there?
Thank you. I've been like studying in Japan has been like now, like when I was in Japan, like I didn't like recognize much like the advantages I had in Japan, but now when I like moved to US, now I now realize the advantages of being in Japan. So like the best part is like in Japan, everything is so organized and everything's so punctual. Like I'm studying in Boston now. Here the trains and like buses, they're not even on time. So like starting like the first 2-3 months, I was struggling so much and was like missing Japan for like being so much organized and clean, and like I love Japan. So but now I'm slowly like integrating here, and also specifically iCLA. In the main part which I love is the small classrooms where you can like talk. Even you don't just study a like specific topic, you talk and integrate that into your life and see how that topic is working in the real life, like doing the studying news articles and having discussions. That's a great learning outcome which I have learned. And now like with my professor, he developed then like the habit of reading the newspaper, like the business newspaper every day. So now I am now studying master finance. Like now I realize like how important is to like keep you updated with the events in the like in real life. It helps like you you can like have that competitive advantage, like you know like how what to do and what to expect in the future, and like that you can develop and have like, and you can then like how to say, like you can plan your career also like that, like as a like semiconductor industry, you can have like phenomenal career in that, because like now the shortage and it will going to be boom in the like future. So it's very like I really like that the basic foundations like which the ICL has ingrained with us, it will gonna be so useful for us for our rest of our life.
Yeah, just to add up to like what Robert and Delovi said, indeed, studying in Japan has been a lot of advantages. And first thing, what starts with the challenge, because which also is an advantage. First, when you come to Japan, you want to learn a language. That's like feeling of learning a language, a new language. For me, when I came to Japan, I had no idea. I couldn't even speak, not even a single Japanese. But through interacting with people, like how the kindness of people, like you try to say like even whatever you know, and they can show you that they understand. And sometimes like, oh, you even surprised, do you really understand what I said? But like, just the facial expressions, oh. So like this kind of like communication. So that's already like you learn something new, and you also get to connect with people like the local people. The other thing is, like Delovi said, like the organization, how things are on time. Back home, when you say you have a meeting at 9, people start coming at 9:30, or maybe some even coming at 10. But here, when they say 9, then you have to be there 8:50 latest. So this kind of like atmosphere, you get to learn how you can develop your professionalism within the community. And you get the chance to meet people who are curious to learn about your culture. They were willing, just want to know you and just to share. The other thing, like I went to like Canada and other countries. In Japan, you rarely see like experience this like kind of like sexism kind of thing, like you are being looked at like people doing things like as a racist. And I think it's like they will be curious to know about you, but in a nice way, like you can understand that these people are kind of just curious to know about you. So that also like creates that atmosphere that you feel really attached to the place. And also a lot of opportunities, like you can see a lot of things that you, after you graduate, you can say, oh, I think I can do a lot. There are a lot of companies that also willing, like are hiring foreigners. And coming to iCLA, like most of things like Delovi and Robert already mentioned, like the size of the classes that give you like the chance to interact with the professor, like one-on-one, and you live in the same community, professor on the same floor. If you have a question, you can just go direct to your professor and talk. And like Robert, we use the word family. That's exactly how you feel, because you live within the same community. Sometimes you even eat together with your professors in the same cafeteria. That's like create the bond. The other thing that I would like to add is like they say, like a lot of international students where they gather from different countries. So you are discussing a topic, maybe let's say like colonialism or other topic of international relations. you get opinions from different background, people from different countries. They say how they understand the topic. And through that, you start to evaluate yourself. Oh, so this is how, sometimes you just to conclude, oh, there's not even a general definition of the term, the way you thought that is right, but actually, so from your friends, the community, you get to learn more. And the course, the way they are designed, they prepare you, whether you want to do the master's, you want to go straight into working, you get the strong background that will prepare you to go there. And even if you don't know exactly what you want to do in after graduation, when you enter iCLA, you have the course is designed to the sense that it will activate a lot of interest that you didn't know that you have. And by the time you finish there, you realize, oh, actually, I'm interested mostly in this, and I want to pursue this. If you want to pursue more, then you can decide to do the master's. If you are sure what you want to do, then you can directly go and start working. We have friends who are direct from iCLA started working. Some they said, oh, I want to do master to explore more. That is possible because you get a strong foundation that give you a clear vision of what you want to do and prepare to do that.
That's a great answer. Thank you. And Kazuki, Daisuke, Haruka, what benefits do you think you got, as Japanese people studying in such a multicultural environment as iCLA? I mean, we're now up to over 50 different nationalities. Actually, it's many, many different, small numbers of many different people from around the world. But what was that like for you, and what did you take from it?
I think if you search the international university in Japan, you can find a lot of international university, especially in Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. But in terms of the size and small community, where you can get along with many people because each class is really relatively small. You can get to know professors. So I like the environment here in iCLA because, as Brian and Robert say, it's easy for every student to meet, even have the dinner with professor together to ask about academics, and even you can ask about, hey, how's going with your girlfriend to your professor. It's really casual. I mean, casual with respect, right? It's really interesting environment for me, especially I'm from the ordinary Japanese high school. So this is my first time to be in such international environment, right? So it's really suitable for me. It's really fun because of the small community and the people are really friendly.
Cool. Daisuke, Haruka, would you like to add something to that?
So can I go? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go.
So the campus is small. So yeah, as Kazuki said, I can talk with international students in a lunchtime or in class, or after school, and so go to the trip with them or go to shopping with them. So the communication is so we can take easier than other big universities, I think. Also, the classes are all English, and for those native Japanese students, so we can take EAP program. So EAE program. So we can study the basic English skills for talking, speaking, writing, and reading. So it helped us to develop my English skills, and so it helped me to follow graduate classes in Akita because the classes are all English there too. So yeah, it helped me a lot for developing my English conversation or skills easier.
Excellent. Daisuke, take it away.
Yes, thank you. I think nothing is left for me to say because everything is already said by the other participants. By the way, how many people are here right now to listening?
We've got about 5 or 6 at the moment. Yeah, and we're
Oh,
also
come on.
live. We're live on Facebook as well, so not just people watching currently in Zoom, but
So the people in this webinar is not the only iCLA student
no. These guys
who
are
are interested in the iCLA too.
yeah, people who are interested in studying at iCLA. Yes.
Sweet. Well, say okay, as everyone said, like the studying in the iCLA just helped me a lot to, to improve my English skill a lot. It is of course, and as you can see, my English level is getting worse and worse because after my graduation, but that still my English skill is a lot and getting worse. I'm in the company, and that has a business in the global market. And every my working is always speak English. I mean, working in my company require me to speak English every day because we do have a meeting with the European people and the Korean people, everywhere. And actually, my colleagues facing to the difficulty to adjust the different culture from the each. I mean, you will face in the different culture and the cultural shock, even in the workplace, because you know that how much you spend your time on the work is different from each people, country, culture, education, anyway. But fortunately, I was in the iCLA, and that environment led me to learn how it is different from each people, even if it is in Japanese, and even everyone is Japanese, and I mean, it doesn't matter who are Japanese or not. But the multicultural the environment in a university led me to have a very good experience to run the. I mean, how can I say that how the people is different.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up because I was hoping that one of you would, because I'm a big fan of like Aaron Meyer's The Culture Map, for example. If anyone, maybe you haven't read that, but like in the workforces that we end up in the workplaces that we end up in these days, you're dealing with people from many different cultures, and people have different ideas about how like timely people should be. Like Friday was saying, should you be 15 minutes early like in Japan, or is it okay to be like half an hour late? How people like to receive feedback, how people like to have a hierarchy in a workplace, how egalitarian or hierarchical it is, and many other factors. And you need to take these things into account in order to get the best out of people that you're working with, and how to understand them and not just get frustrated when you're dealing with people.
It is. Yeah, I agree with that.
And so being in an environment where you're not just learning about Japan, if you're coming as an international student to Japan, you're not just learning about Japanese people, you're learning about all these other countries, and likewise, as a Japanese person, you get to learn about all these cultures as well. It is a real melting pot. There's something that people often say about it. Okay, we'll move on to a question that's being asked sort of in the Q&A, and I had it as a question for you guys as well. The question is, would I be able to work alongside my degree there, or should I do an internship? So I'll ask part of this, I'll answer part of this, and I'll leave it over to you guys. So in Japan, if you are on a student visa, you can work up to 28 hours per week, part-time. And so my question to all of you really is, did you do a part-time job while you were in Japan or while you were at iCLA? And also, did you do an internship as well? And, you know, what did you take out of that? And I'll leave it up to you guys. You can just jump in. Who would like to go first?
Okay, I'll go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so while studying at iCLA, I did quite a lot of part-time jobs. So it is possible, like Daniel said, you can do part-time job for 28 hours when you have student visa. So
What did you do?
42.
Yeah, no, sorry. What did you do?
Oh, so yeah, I did. So I was planning my part-time job best because I didn't only want to earn money, but I also wanted to learn something. So what I did, I was teaching English, like to Japanese students. So that gave me an opportunity, well, like earning some money. I'm also learning Japanese because I'm kind of putting myself into this environment where I have to like explain something to students. Sometimes they don't understand it in English, so I have to explain it in Japanese. So at the same time I'm teaching, but at the same time I'm learning language. I also did some part-time job where I did work in a restaurant, like serving food, like in a sushi restaurant. Actually, I did part-time job in sushi restaurant. So yeah, that was something that's interesting. And so it's also possible to find internship actually while you're still a student. Like for example, depending on how you make your schedule, you can do your internship while you're taking classes, or you can do your internship during the winter vacation, because I said have quite a long winter vacation that you can utilize that to do your internship. So just one other additional point, in case you are worried about maybe because you don't have Japanese, like you are a foreigner, you are coming to Japan and you can't speak Japanese. Actually, I say they have a good program, like Japanese program that starts you from the beginning, from the 0 level, and you can progress up to the ladder of the Japanese lessons. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I don't speak Japanese. I say have it's included. You are taking classes in English, but you also have the chance to learn the Japanese language. So that gives you an advantage that you can learn the Japanese and you can practice that Japanese through your part-time job or through like a meeting with your friends.
Very good. Who else had a part-time job or did an internship that'd like to tell us about? Robert,
I
go for it.
did part-time job in Kyoto. I did several jobs. The first job was teaching at Kumon with one of the iCLA sensei, Japanese language teacher. So she gave us an opportunity to go and interact with her students. So it was a very good experience. And I also worked in iCLA cafeteria. It was the best part-time job ever because it was like working from home, from sleeping at 4th floor, you take classes on 2nd floor, and then you have part-time job on 1st floor. So it was really so easy for me. I got a chance to learn more, like the staff members were so friendly. We could talk Japanese, they could teach me a lot of stuff, and it was really so amazing. And I also had several connections outside iCLA, like there is a vegetable processing factory. I went there, was introduced by someone, my friend, and I worked there. And actually, I stayed there because I had passion to help other students. Like many new students came and they really wanted to do part-time job, but they didn't have connections. So I used that advantage to introduce my fellow students to that factory jobs because it didn't require any Japanese. So anyone could work there. So it was really so amazing and good opportunity. So on the issue of internships, I did internship, but not in Japan. I did internship from my country because it was part of my graduation thesis. So from this, after discussing with my supervisor, I had to go and do primary research. So I had to do quantitative research. So I went back home and I did an internship at a coffee trading company called the New Cafe, National Union of Coffee Good Businesses and Farm Enterprises. It was so amazing that I got to learn about coffee. I fell in love with coffee. So I enjoyed every bit of moment I spent there. I learned how coffee is processed, upgraded, coffee tasting, cupping, grading, everything about coffee. So it was so amazing. And after discovering the challenges which were part of my thesis, I had to go and interview coffee farmers to find out why they can't produce coffee to the level the international market needs. So the feedback I got from these farmers were linked to the findings I got from my internship, and then I finalized my master thesis. But since then, up to now, I'm thinking about what should be done to help these farmers. Actually, I'm still working on that project. I want to ensure that we find a solution to problems hindering farmers to produce high quality coffee. So those are the benefits I got from internship as well as doing part-time job.
As a coffee lover myself, I wish you all the best with that project.
Thank
You're
you.
going to need more of it in the future, so please bring that to market, especially in Japan.
Yes.
Anyone else? Yeah.
I would also like add to that. I also did like various part-time jobs at convenience store mostly, and I did internships. Also, I found I did internships during the pandemic. Like I did one in US, one in UK, and one in Japanese company which was based in New York. And like with the HIS travel company, I was like working with the US, like the New York office. I had like very much like different internships experience also, like working in different like jobs or positions. And that like having like studying in Japan make you like stand out when you like apply outside of Japan, like because like Japan is like not the first like choice. Like why they will ask me, why did you choose Japan, like you like learn Japanese and all that culture. But like it really makes you stand out, like you can show your commitment, like how hardworking or like you are easy to adjust. And like that's the best part for like studying in Japan. Like you can actually show the your future employees like you have done so much, you have put so much of work into you, and like that character really shows out.
Yeah, it's very good. What do you think you learned about like Japanese business culture that you've been able to take away and you know, use in your own life or study so far?
Mm, like in what I learned in like Jap like what like studying, like now I'm studying with international students. Like Japanese are not really that much like straightforward. Like when they give you feedbacks, like some countries like give like outright like what they think, but like Japanese like turn into like tell you how you can improve. Like other like I have working with other students, like they no, this is not good, like they will just say you that on your face. And then you are like, so you are still figuring like how you can do better. But like Japanese, they will tell you like you like this is good, you can but improve here and here. And there's like the see like they can like they are interested in you and like helping you out. That's like the best part which I thought I like have. And also like the like, as the like Robert said, like if you have a meet, and like Friday said, like if you're meeting at 9, like here people will reach at 10. And but in Japan you are like there by 8:50, and that's like the professionalism that you learn in studying in Japan.
yeah, I think a lot of people kind of comment on that it does make them a lot more sort of professional and a lot more responsible as well, because you've got that kind of, you feel the more you understand, I think, your co-workers and how they're relying on you a bit more than you might have in the past. I mean, I came here mid-career, and it certainly helped me in a lot of ways as well. So I'm sure it's helped you guys a lot as well. We've got about 15 minutes left. Just want to ask, we're doing part-time work. Sorry. Have any of you done the, I mean, a lot of people are interested to know if you can stay in Japan and work. And you can. It's quite easy for an employer to sponsor the work visa of a foreign graduate of a Japanese university. It pains me to say this, but unlike many other G7 and G20 nations, the immigration system here is incredibly in this country in the way that it is in many others, including my own, unfortunately. As I said, it pains me to say that. You can stay in Japan for as long as you have a job. You can keep renewing your work visa, and there are both points and time-based paths to permanent residency. It's also quite inexpensive to become a permanent resident here. I want to say, did anyone do the job hunting in their 4th year in this group here? I know a lot of you went to postgrad and then on to work, or did any of you do the job hunting activities either at the end of your postgrad or at your end of your time at iCLA? And how did you find that process? Because this is a big sort of cultural point in Japan, isn't it? That there are these corporations want people to come in. Maybe Daisuke, did you do that yourself?
Thank you for that. Yeah, just I just realized this question is for me. And yeah, I started my job hunting when I was in sophomore, a 3rd-year student in iCLA, and maybe I think it's very normal in Japan to start their job hunting from the 3rd-year student, and but actually I just finished my job hunting when I was in a 4th-year student, like June or something, and that's very late. And I just it means like I took a very long time to find my ideal job in Japan. That's fortunately, I don't know right now situation. Fortunately, when I was in iCLA and I was in job hunting, there was a lot of opportunity to get the job in Japan who can speak English. It is really true, but right now I don't know. There is a lot of many people and Japanese people in iCLA and can speak English in Japan. So I don't know exactly right now, but when I was in iCLA, that was the situation, and that makes me to find what is the ideal and what is, that's when I got the job. I mean, when I got an interview, every interview will pass, and I got the approval from every company that I just got interviewed.
So
Yeah,
safe to
what
say
should I
you had a few offers that you got to choose from.
Yes. I was in the position to choose the company. I was not that. I wasn't chosen. And what should I say? And if you are running an iCLA, just be proud of you can speak your ability to speak English, and that is the one point that you will be outstanding from the job while you were job hunting, and yeah. So I don't know you were Japanese or not, and you were international student. I mean, if you were international student, and your first language is different from the Japanese, it will be really big chance to get the Japanese people, because I think that nowadays the Japanese company is trying to find Japanese people who they are not trying to find the Japanese people who speak English. They are trying to find a local people who have a civil knowledge or ability, like a PC knowledge or something like that. And that situation, I think that situation really positive for the international student. But on the other hand, if you go for the Japanese people, if you can speak Japanese and you can speak English, you can go to the outside of the Japan to find a job hunting. As you know, you can understand that this trick. And Japanese company trying to find other forest workers who can speak Japanese. But by the otherwise, on the other hand, the forest company trying to find Japanese people somehow, Japanese people who can speak English. So please just.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, that is the point. That don't be disappointed to the current situation. I think it's really the job hunting environment will be really enjoyable. Anyway.
Yes. I mean, before the pandemic, it was said that there are 1.6 jobs for every one job seeker in Japan. And I'm not sure what that statistic is at the moment, but in that time, I mean, Japan has for the people in the audience that don't know, I mean, Japan has a small problem. Its population is aging and shrinking rather rapidly. It's been a sort of developed economy around $5 trillion, third largest economy in the world for a very long time. That has led people to have less and less children, which is what happens around the world. But so, that's leading companies to seek to employ more graduates, foreign graduates of Japanese universities as well. As you're saying, like Japanese people that speak English or another language like Chinese, for example, foreign graduates that speak English, they have learned Japanese while they're here, and importantly, understand Japanese business culture, are rather employable. So, and Friday, you're working in a Japanese company now. How did you find the process of finding a job post your postgraduate studies?
Yeah, so like Deska said, I also started doing my job hunting during my third year. But actually, I didn't mind it for in the fourth year, because the third year I was in the study abroad in Canada. But while I was in Canada, I was still trying to find a job, looking for jobs. So in Japan, you do have a choice to choose either you want to work in a Japanese company or you want to work for a foreign company in Japan. So for foreign friends who you may think oh, I don't have good Japanese and I don't have how can I find a job? There are also foreign companies that would like to hire. You have already an advantage of being in Japan, understanding the culture. Even though your Japanese language level is not as perfect as the native, but you can still find a job. So the process. So you get to choose. Like Daska said, you start early to find a job. You can go through a lot of interviews and you get to choose. Through the interview, you choose, oh, okay, this company, it didn't click much to my liking. Then you can, I pass. Even sometimes you get the offer and I pass. You go to the next. So for me, during the time I was doing job hunting, it was kind of the peak of COVID. So most of companies were not sure of whether they want to hire or not to hire. So though their offers, and some of the offers I didn't like, so I just said, oh, I can wait. And I do the master's while I'm waiting. And then, so after doing my master, I just continued. So I got several offers, and then the one I liked, and then, okay, I'll go for it. So my company, mostly it's not entirely Japanese. It's a kind of 50-50, Poland and Japanese. So I went through the same process when I was doing masters. So just for masters, I just started doing that in my first year because I only have 2 years. So within like the end of like mid of my second year, I already had an offer and I already decided where I'm going. So all what I had to do was to wait for me to graduate. And after graduating, I can start working. So the process is like the best thing to do when you are looking for a job in Japan is like to start early so that you can have several options for you to choose from. And you choose what you like. So basically, there are a lot of jobs and you get the chance to choose the company that you like. You get an offer, but you don't feel like you don't like it, then you can pass it and go to another interviews.
That's great to hear. And thank you for both of you for that, sharing your experience of it. Yeah, I know a lot of people are worried about whether they can work here after graduating, and I tell them yes, but it's great to hear it from people that have gone through it like yourselves. We're about out of time, but I want to do a quick round robin on something. Many of you now are living in Japan or living overseas. Quick question, I'd like your opinion on this. Is Japan affordable? So if you're in America now, do you think America is more expensive or?
Like Japan is so affordable. You can like even you work from like your part time, you can able to like pay your fees and like have a like really good life. But you can't. So like yeah, Japan is extremely affordable.
Yeah, especially when you're outside of Tokyo as well. So this is a Tokyo native, Kazuki. Is a night out in Bangkok more expensive than a night out in Tokyo?
Night out in Tokyo is expensive, but
I don't know. I was there the other week. I thought it was more expensive.
like, I don't know who's asking this question, but you know
I was.
Oh yeah, I see that. But if you see the like news recently, Japanese yen, the Japanese currency is going down. And then if you are from, let's say, from anywhere in the world, maybe from Europe, maybe from US, maybe from even Asia, many people say Japan it's getting cheaper for them. And for me, as a Japanese living in outside of Japan, I'm kind of struggling for the currency difference. But for foreigner, I think it's getting more affordable, and also it's really good for them to do the part-time job, even 28 hours a week. It's gonna help a lot, and also especially iCLA is located not in Tokyo, so you can rent apartment a lot, maybe around $200, $300 per month. And then utility, it's not that much expensive, so it's not. I mean, it's of course it costs money compared to let's say Southeast Asia, but you know, like it's getting affordable more. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the more I travel around, the cheaper Japan seems, honestly. And I just wanted to have a brief plug here, just to explain people that iCLA's tuition fees per year are a little under 1.6 million yen. That is currently about $12,500 US. So that has come down. As Kazuki said, the yen has been taking a hammering over the last sort of 12 months. So it's just getting cheaper and cheaper to live here. We also offer a lot of scholarships from 25, 50, 75 up to 100% waiver of that tuition fee as well. So Japan is quite generous. I think many of you were on the JASO scholarship as well, which is a government stipend that's paid to students in their first 6 or 12 months of studying in Japan. So I just wanted to have a brief sort of say, yeah, Japan is increasingly a more and more affordable option for students around the world. And that's why it's increasingly popular as a study destination. And you can come here, as you've seen today. We're just about out of time, but I wanted to thank our panelists again for taking the time out of your busy lives to be with us today. I think that was a really good session. I hope the audience, both here in the webinar with us and out in Facebook Live, etc., got a lot out of it. Stravola, over to you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your kind of candid experiences. I think it was really, really helpful, especially for the audiences who have also registered into the webinar. We will be in touch very shortly with all the information and this video in your inboxes. Daniel, any last words before we go?
One thing I forgot. We are still taking applications for our September 2023 intake. We will be closing applications on April the 17th. So you have about a week and a half left to get that in, or about 2 weeks. So yeah, please, if you have any questions or you'd like more information, you can get in touch with us anytime. Please do check out our website and social media as well. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely evening wherever you are.